Oh, God. My heart can't take it. I was about to pass out. I swear I was about to pass out. I can't take it. Our Pittsburgh Steelers. My God, my God, my God. They can't do this to me on a Monday night. It's already late. That's not really that late, but you know what I mean. I'm not going to get to bed until late, and I can't breathe. And all right, man, let's get into it, guys. I'm going to try to be quick as I can with this one. You know I'm coming right back to you guys tomorrow on Terrible Towel Tuesday, so it's great. You guys won't have to hold your feelings so long. You'll be able to call in tomorrow, all right? So if anybody who's here new to the show, phone number's on the screen just for your reference, but I take phone calls on the Terrible Towel Tuesday, which will be tomorrow, ironically. But let's get into it, man. First and foremost, let's say what's up to the early commenters. Let's dive right in. Vista Light, Ali Howard, Drama Sidell. Who else we got up in here? Rajon 39, Nate Drews. Who else is in here? Jared Devil in the building. Lawrence Holcomb. Cutboy 412 must be from Pittsburgh. So shout outs to you. I always give love to, Pittsburgh and surrounding area, folks. Because, hey, of course, they are close to the team. And like I told you guys, I live in Pennsylvania, but I don't live in Pittsburgh. So always give a shout out to those that are in the area. Yup. Wave Dave. Who else is up in here, man? William Harmon, GDF. Brent Fox, what's up? What's up? What's up? A member of the channel. Man, I had such a busy week. As you guys saw, I couldn't get to the pregame, man. I couldn't get to the all 22 footage, but I promise, show members, I will get it to you this week. We'll get the all 22 for you as soon as I have it. It might be a little delayed because we played on Monday, but I promise I have that exclusive content for you guys coming this week. I promise. G Stacks 434. Who else we got? Yag TV. We got Hunter Johnson, Lazy Bunnies. And we'll end it right there because I don't want to spend so much time on that. Shout outs to Shadow Slayer. Round of applause for the donation. Let's see. I got to read his comment right out the bat. He says, Sim, the offensive line still showing growing pains and the safeties need to do a better job of coverage and the refs did a bad job. Need a drink. Yeah, man. I could definitely use one as well. And speaking of the refs, man, I'm going to be fair tonight. You guys will see, but I'm going to be fair tonight. But again, Shadow Slayer, appreciate the donation. But let me get right into the topics. Let me get my notes there right here on the screen, my Google Doc here. Let's get right into it, man, because like I said, it's a late night, so I don't want to be too long, and I don't want to hold you guys too long. First thing we're going to talk about is the inactives. Eric Ebron. Zach Banner again. Dwayne Haskins, Buddy Johnson, Akilo Witherspoon is, we just looking at that 5th round pick, just, we just looking at it. Just being inactive every week. And then a surprise, man, Anthony McFarland. I'm curious about that one. I don't think he was on the injury report, if I don't recall it. He may have been. I might have missed him, but I don't like that. I don't like that. He played last week and he's inactive again. And then again, I don't know what's happening with Zach Banner, man. I'm almost starting to go into my feelings same way I feel about Stephon Tuitt. Now, Banner is working to get back, so maybe he had a minor setback. I don't know, but at least we're hearing from him. At least he's activated. He's just inactive on game day. Tuitt is a different situation, but I'm kind of getting that same vibe from both of these guys, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the fact that I don't know how much we gonna see these guys. I'm just being honest. Excuse me. But all right, man, let's get to it. You guys know how I do. I talk about the first series on both sides of the ball, and then I also go into basically each drive. I kind of chronicleize our offensive drives, and then I give brief comments on the Bears' offensive drives or our defensive series, however you want to view that. Only other thing I wanted to mention first before I dive into it, Steelers, man, the penalties tonight wasn't a lot, but you got to keep an eye on them. The type of penalties that they were, the Cam jumping off sides on 4th and 1. Come on, Cam, you can't do that, but I ain't mad. I mean, that's Cam Hayward. Cam Hayward, did he not show his butt tonight? We'll talk about that. I'm not mad. Listen, veteran makes mistakes at times. His motor's always going, and I'm sure he was just trying to get off. And listen, Justin Fields, give him a shout out for the hard count. I think Justin Fields played a nice game tonight, man. He I don't know, Kenyon, the Ohio State quarterback. Not saying he's solidified yet. I'm just saying I kind of like what I saw out of the kid, man. His poise later on in the game. Because, again, I'm a football fan, guys. So, of course, I could give him credit. Yeah, let's keep an eye on Justin Fields, man. Let's see how he progresses going forward. But anyway, young rookie uses the hard count. He gets Cam. Is what it is. But the other penalties are the one I want to focus on because they were offensive. Kendrick Green was called for a personal foul in the second quarter. It was uncalled for. I don't know what he did. They did show the second guy punched at Kendrick Green, but I guess they caught both of them. But, again, Kendrick Green has to continue to work on keeping his emotions in check. We know he's an emotional player. It is what it is. Kevin Dotson called for holding in the second quarter. And then also Dan Moore is called for a false start on the last drive, late in the game. And that could have cost us. Thank God it didn't. But things like that, that's situational football. So we got to clean that up. But only 4 penalties as a whole. That's not too bad. Injuries to keep an eye on. We saw Cam Hayward go down. I think Cam Hayward maybe had a cramp or something like that. He came back. But Chase Claypool did not return. So we have to keep an eye on Claypool to see what's going on there. All right, first defensive series. The Steelers did kick off. Steelers were able to limit Montgomery to 2-yard gain on first down. Steelers then able to limit Montgomery for a 3-yard gain, which brought up a 3rd and 5. And then Fields was able to find Robinson for a 2-yard gain, but of course, short of the sticks. Long story short, Steelers start the game with a 3-and-out. I mean, you cannot start it off better than that. You cannot, especially the way it followed up, right? You cannot start a game much better than deferring, kicking off, getting a 3-and-out, give the ball to your offense, and then your offense scores. So let's talk about that. First offensive series. Steelers start on their own 41-yard line. Great field position. First play, we were in the empty set. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. We were in the empty set, and it was a drop by Claypool. The ball was thrown into tight coverage, real tight throw by Ben Roethlisberger. So, I'd have to look at the film to see if it was a drop or, I just got to see. But Bears were called for illegal use of hands on that drive. Najee then rushes, and Roquan Smith able to shut that down. So Najee can't even talk. Najee gets nothing on that drive, on that particular down. Then we throw a quick screen to Deontay Johnson for only 3 yards, brings up a 3rd and 7. But then Ben takes a deep shot to Claypool, and he goes up and gets it. Okay? And a lot of times I get mad at the deep shots. But like I said, sometimes you're going to hit them, sometimes you're not, right? This was one of the times that we hit him. And it's not like I have a problem when we take a shot when you have a favorable matchup, because I think that was a young corner, a Veldor, I think his name was, that, that was probably a matchup that Ben was comfortable with. So I'm not mad at doing it. And again, I'm not results biased. I'm not going to be overly excited because we converted it. Because again, I still think at times with Ben Roethlisberger's game, he takes a lot of shots, right? It kind of like, he looks for that more so than looks for the first down. But again, can't be mad that it worked in that situation. Great. We pick up plus 20 yards. Next play, Najee Harris picks up 4 yards. Then we did a handoff to I laugh because how often did we do that in this game? But we did basically a handoff to James Washington for 11-yard gain. And then Najee is able to score on the very next play, 10-yard run, and great blocking on that particular play by Kendrick Green, Kevin Dotson, and Zach Gentry. Zach Gentry had a nice kick-out block on that particular touchdown. And again, great blocking, good running by Najee, getting past 2 guys, gets into the end zone. So like I said, you cannot start the game better than that. All right, so key moments. Steelers were able to tackle the returner Grant at the 10-yard line on the very next kickoff. Bears were called for a false start. Backs the Bears up 5 additional yards, and they were at that point on the 5-yard line. Steelers then force a timeout after a Fields run. So at that point, I'm thinking, okay, you got the rookie quarterback in trouble. Then the Bears were in an empty set. Steelers were in base. I noted that because, and again, you have to go back and look at the personnel to see if they match personnel. Sometimes just because it's empty set, it doesn't mean it's a bunch of receivers. It could be a running back included, which Chicago did that a lot, as well as a tight end is included. So empty set doesn't always mean a bunch of receivers. I say that because of this. When you look at the personnel to see who was out there, was it 2 tight ends and a running back? Was it a 2 running back set, and they split out? You match up personnel, so maybe it's not a bad time to catch a team in their base defense, base 3-4. But I notated that because I want to go back and look and see if they caught us, in base. And good thing they called the timeout. Maybe it would have worked against us. However, to give some credit to the defensive staff, both Keith Butler in this situation and Mike Tomlin, whoever else was a part of it, but I'll give it mostly to Keith Butler. In this situation, you got him backed up to the 5-yard line. So maybe that's why you play base, because you're anticipating run. That's a tough call right there. That's a tough call. But I just notated the fact that they were in empty because the Steelers sometimes have difficulties defending empty. So that's kind of why I notated that. The Bears were then called for a legal formation, brought up a 2nd and 12, and then on 3rd and 12, they didn't get anything on 3rd and 12. On 2nd and 12. And on 3rd and 12, the Steelers were able to force a punt. So boom, no harm, no foul there. And the result of that, the Steelers start the second drive on the 42-yard line. Great field position. Steelers show a shovel to Muth for 9 yards. Harris picks up a 3rd and 1 on that drive. Robert Quinn was able to sack Ben Roethlisberger on a play action. He beat Dan Moore on that particular play. Steelers were faced with a 3rd and 15, unable to convert, and then the Steelers punt right back. So definitely want to notate that, guys, because we didn't do anything with the great field position on that particular drive. Next play, Montgomery rips off a 15-yard run on 1st down. Warmly later on that drive forces Fields to step up, and TJ Watt cleans him up and gets his first sack of the night. And then, Big Cam Hayward not only gets his hands up and knocks the ball down, but gets an interception to boot. What? Big Cam, man. Let's give Big Cam a round of applause. Wow. This guy's a dog, man. He is a dog. He is a leader. What can you say? I'm going to tell y'all this. Because he's a little older in age, the day that Cam Hayward is not on the team, I'm going to miss him, man. I'm going to miss him. You miss guys like that. You know what I mean? Cam, I love Cam Hayward. Like, he's one of my favorite Steelers, man. No question. Personality-wise, mentality-wise on the field, performs all the time, and he's just that consistency, man. He's just consistent. I'm going to miss him, man. And I guess I'm not wishing anything, but I'm just being realistic. He's over 30, and, Cam probably plays another 3 years, maybe. 3, 4, maybe, stretching it to 4, but we're being realistic here. And like I said, you're just going to miss that type of guy when he's gone. Right after that, 3rd drive, Najee picks up a 7-yard gain on 1st down. Steelers are faced with the 3rd and 1 later on, and Najee gets stuffed by Roquan Smith. Y'all know I still like Roquan. Would have loved to have seen him in the Steelers uniform, but of course, we weren't going to get him that year. No way. He wasn't going to fall. Steelers go for it on 4th and 1, and Najee converts. Love seeing that. Then, here's the offsetting penalties. Kendrick Green and Jackson had the offsetting personal fouls there. So, no harm, no foul for the most part. Ben then throws a RPO to Claypool. And I wrote here it was a bad throw because it was behind. That was the one I think was behind Claypool, and it was kind of covered. So I didn't like that decision there. But then Ben is able to find the Muth, as I call him. Fryer Muth for the touchdown. And again, at this point, Steelers go up 14-0. And this was the one where I notated here the offensive line gave Ben all day. Enough time for Ben to direct traffic. Fryer Muth is able to uncover himself, and we go up 14-0. So at that point, I'm like, okay. Steelers have 2 touchdowns in 3 drives and have shut down the Bears. This could end up being a long night for the Bears. This is what I was thinking. Not that I had confidence that we were going to score that much, but it started to seem like the Bears wasn't really going to be able to get much going. Let's continue. Also on that drive, missed the play. It was a back shoulder throw to Deontay Johnson where we picked up a first down on that drive, and that was phenomenal. That was a phenomenal throw by Ben Roethlisberger. Nice throw, nice catch. Also, I think on that drive, we caught the Bears with 12 men on the field. So everything worked out good on that particular drive. Next, Steelers forced the Bears into a 3rd and 9 situation. Fields was forced out of the pocket by Highsmith and attempts to scramble, and Minka lays the boom on him just before he goes out of bounds, so there's no penalty called there. But man, again, at this point, I'm thinking the Steelers might have their way with the Bears tonight. You know, here again, 3 consecutive possessions where the Bears didn't do anything offensively. 4th offensive drive by the Steelers. We throw a screen to Chase Claypool that goes nowhere on first down. Then this is when Kevin Dotson was called for holding. Backs the Steelers up to a 2nd and 18. We only pick up 4 yards, and on a 3rd and 14, we're unable to convert. It was a short pass to Freiermuth, and then we're forced to punt. And Presley, Mr. Presley Harvin with the shankity shank, as I think Sade told us about, a shuckity shank. I can't remember what she said exactly, but she said something funny about how he shanks from time to time. And man, the Bears are able to start at their own 48-yard line. Great field position for them. On that drive, Fields finds Kmet for 25 yards, huge gain to get down into the Steelers secondary. TJ Watt comes up with a great sack on that drive, backs them up to a 3rd and 18, and then they're actually called for an eligible downfield on that play, backs them up to a 3rd and 23, and at that point, the Steelers are able to force a punt. So again, see why I'm confident at this point. Not all the way confident, but I'm feeling good because at this point, the Bears have literally done nothing. TJ Watt already has a few sacks already. Bears have done nothing. Steelers are up by 14. I'm like, yo, the ratios, it looks like it's going to work out. So maybe on this drive, we get more points, whether it be field goal or touchdown. This is what I'm thinking. 5th offensive drive. Steelers start from their own 9-yard line. Good punt. Steelers run a shovel to Derek Watt. Have we not been hearing that was something that was in their arsenal? Shout outs to Steelers Depot and Alex Kazua. He's been saying that that's something that they showed in training camp, and he was waiting to see it. And lo and behold, in this game, we saw it. Let me turn the light up here, man. Looks like I'm a little too dark there. There we go. Lo and behold, we see it, right? We see the shovel to one Derek Watt. Didn't get many yards, but it was just interesting to see that it actually was something that was thrown out there tonight. So that's interesting. Right after that, we pick up another 3 yards. We pick up 3 yards to Watt. Then Najee picks up 5 yards on the very next play, brings up a 3rd and 2. And then there was a quick pass to Kevin Rader that goes nowhere, literally nowhere. And the Steelers are forced to punt. 3 and out at the wrong time. I notated this in bold letters, at the wrong time. And remember, I said that. Steelers were then able to get the Bears in the 3rd and 1. Highsmith was able to stop Montgomery short, and Fields was then on that particular play. That's when he drew Cam Hayward offsides on the 4th and 1. They're able to continue to move. Steelers get them in a 3rd and 2 situation. Bears are able to convert with a short run, and then Kmet runs straight down the seam for a big-time catch to bring up a 1st and goal. Joe Hayden gets a nice pass breakup on Jimmy Graham. I thought that was a touchdown when the ball was in the air, just looking at the one-on-one situation. But listen, man, Joe Hayden is a veteran, and Joe Hayden is making veteran plays, meaning he might not be able to run as fast anymore. He might not be able to cover guys as good in open field, deep down the field in one-on-one situations. But when he's at close to a guy, he's playing the ball well. We've seen him do this a couple times already. Remember that one? He had another one. I forget what game that was that he knocked the ball away in the end zone. So Joe Hayden has done this a couple times already. Great play by him. Bears are called for a false start on that drive, backs them up to a 3rd and goal from their own 12-yard line, and then the Steelers able to hold, and they force a field goal, 14-3. Second half, Steelers come out on the 6th drive. Decent return after a short kick by Ray McCloud. Oh, Ray, I'll be talking to you in a little bit. Steelers start on their 30. Steelers start and empty once again. Lose yards on a quick pass to Deontay Johnson. However, on that particular play, the Edwards kid was charged with roughing the passer. Gives up the automatic first down. Najee picks up 4 yards on the next play. We get in a 3rd and 3 situation, and the Steelers are unable to convert. And the offense, I wrote here, essentially goes 3 and out after a great punt by Harvin to back up the Bears. We get good field position, and I'm thinking 2 things at one time. Reading my own text here. It was a great punt by Harvin after that. Great punt because after his shank, it was a great punt after we went essentially 3 and out. But yeah, like I said, even though we got that personal foul, technically we went 3 and out. I don't like that. Again, offense. I'm gonna get to them in a minute. Defensively, Steelers are in a 3rd and 8 situation. Something rolling around in my eye, guys. Sorry about that. Steelers, something might be an eyelash or something. It's got my eye burning. Steelers give up a 17-yard gain to Robinson on a 3rd and 8. Nobody covers him. I mean, he was wide open, butt naked open. Steelers then give up a huge play action to Goodwin, or is it Godwin? Think Goodwin. I don't remember. One of them, I get the 2 mixed up, or do they both have the same last name? One of the Godwin kids is in Tampa Bay. So I don't know if this guy is Goodwin or Godwin. I don't know, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Speedster. I think he's a guy, if I'm not mistaken. Is he the one that used to play for the Niners? I think, I don't know. I'm not going to spend time with that. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But anyway, huge play action. 50-yard bomb. Tomlin challenges it because it looks like maybe he bobbled it, maybe he didn't. I thought it was a catch, as I saw the replay again, and, you would have to expect that Tomlin and the guys up in the booth get a real good look at it. I'm not going to say that was a bad challenge because it is a chance to get it overturned, but why not? Why not challenge it there, whether you win it or lose it? It doesn't hurt you. Again, at this point, you're up 14-3. Bears haven't done anything offensively. You know what I mean? So why not take a shot and kill their spirit once again if that's overturned? Now, ironically, we all know, that's been one of the things that we've talked about in Tomlin's career, his challenge rate and success rate as well as time management. But in this particular one, I wasn't too mad at that. You're up. Not too mad at that because it was kind of close. But anyway, we lose the challenge, and that was the first challenge that we've done this year, so I'm not too mad at that. But the Bears also were able to score on this drive, but they were called for a low block on TJ Watt, and I'm going to say this. It was ticky-tack. Ticky-tack. I'm going to be fair when it comes to the refs, and I'm not done. That was a ticky-tack call, man. I'm fair, guys. Listen, I'm a Steelers fan. Y'all know that. I'm a diehard. But that was a ticky-tack call. I cannot lie and sit here and say it went in our favor. But, bro, that was whatever. So, takes their touchdown off the field. On 3rd and goal, the Steelers are able to hold them. But, you know what else happened on that? I have to admit, Highsmith hit Fields late. Sure did. Ball was gone. They did not call it. Come on, refs. Let's call it fair, Steelers fans. Let's not do that. Let's not only be happy when they have unnecessary stuff that works in our favor. No, that's not how you do it. Got to be fair. That was a bad no call, ref. Twice on the same drive. But hey, that's part of the game, right? Still was able to force a field goal. Score is now 14-6. 7th offensive drive by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben takes a deep shot off of play action and finds James Washington for a 40-yard pickup. And that looked like somewhat of a busted play, but Ben was kind of being Ben. I'm not going to say busted play, but he definitely had to scramble around a little bit, give himself a little more time, and found James Washington, who actually came back for the ball. But hey, we'll take it. We will take it. 40 yards. And we haven't seen many of those, in a while. So it's good to see us, with a deep shot downfield that converted. Najee loses 2 yards on the very next play. Steelers then run a jet sweep to Deontay Johnson, and it was a great block. I mean, tremendous block by Pat Fryermuth. The Muth brings up a 3rd and 1. Najee is unable to convert, brings up a 4th and 1. Najee dives over the pile for the first down. That looks like that's one of those things he's going to do a lot of his career. Kind of reminds me, even though I was a young kid when he played, but kind of reminds me of what we used to see like a Walter Payton do. Like he was known for leaping forward with the ball out like that. So, like I said, I was a super young child when he was playing football, and that was probably in his latter years. But anyway, yeah, Najee doing Najee things. Looks like leaving his feet is definitely not a problem, and not just hurdling. He's going to dive for that first down. Steelers then burn a second timeout, which I did not like at that point. And after losing one at the challenge, you just can't get caught in a situation at that moment where you have to take a timeout. Come on, guys. Another jet sweep for a first down. Muth again with a great block. And then Claypool drops a tough catch in the end zone. Hit his hands, but it was out of his reach. So I'll say him and Ben was that much off. It was kind of a tight throw. But usually I do say if you get both hands on it, but you can clearly see that it was at this part of his hands. That's a tough catch. So they just missed it. Could have been a touchdown. But then Ben finds Pat Fryermuth, the Muth, back shoulder throw for a touchdown, and he went up and took it. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I need to see more from. I need to see more of that from Claypool, because Claypool's a big body guy like that too. Go get that ball. And Fryermuth basically took advantage of his size advantage and just went and took it. Went over like the back or the front or whatever. He basically went through the cornerback to get that touchdown, and beautiful. But I got my first office visit of the night. Wizard of Oz, step into my office, sir. Come on in here, boss. Got to talk to you. Now, boss, I'm going to take it a little bit easy on you because you got your bell rock last week. You did. So for you to even be back out there kicking today, beautiful. And hey, you hit a 54-yard field goal, boy. I see you. You got the longest kick in Heinz Field history. So you feel pretty comfortable kicking in Heinz Field, and you're pretty reliable. But boss, come on, man. I can't have you missing no extra points. I'm gonna be hard on you. I am. You know why? Because I think that we can rely on you the same way the Baltimore Ravens can rely on Justin Tucker. Don't you see what Justin Tucker does week in and week out? And yeah, you up there. A lot of people didn't notice. I didn't notice until it was said a couple weeks ago. You're the one of I think they said you're the 3rd most accurate field goal kicker in NFL history, I believe they said. 88%. Woo-hoo! But I don't care. I'm still going to be hard on you. But come on, boss, we can't miss no extra points. You know why I'm so hard on you about that? That extra point could have bit us tonight. That extra point could have bit us, brother. Yeah, that point could have made it very tough. Very tough. If the Bears get in field goal range, they can win. See what I'm saying? But it's all good. Great job, boss. Great job. But I got to get on you for that. Hey, we got a donation, man. Round of applause. Steel City 412 says, what do you believe is the largest animal you can choke out? My brother, I can't answer that question. I have no idea. Let me see. Let me take a stab at it and just say, I want to get back to football. I'm going to say a giraffe. You know why I'm going to say a giraffe? Because I'm just envisioning the giraffe's neck is kind of long, so I think you can kind of get to it and choke him out, and that's a fairly large animal. I don't know, but back to football. Thanks for the donation, though. Really appreciate you. But yeah, man. All right, boss. Great job, but come on, brother. We can't be missing no extra points there. At this point, the Steelers are up 20-6, and I'm still feeling okay. But here comes Justin Fields, and he finds Mooney for a 20-yard gain, and he was butt naked open. Butt naked. Wide open. Again. Steelers give up a 28-yard catch down the seam to Graham. And just like that, here they are. Here they are. And they score. They score. They score on that drive. So it's now 20-13, and they did it relatively quickly. 2 chunk plays, 20 yards, 28 yards, score on the drive. Now I'm shaking in my boots a little bit. 8th drive. Deontay Johnson draws a pass interference deep downfield. You got to give credit because, listen, the great receivers draw PIs, and Deontay Johnson has perfected the little push-off. I ain't mad at that. That's an AB special right there. Good job. We come right back. We throw a shovel to Najee. That boy, I'm telling you, it was almost like it was a snowstorm out there in Pittsburgh. Because everybody was shoveling. We let everybody get a shovel. Everyone got a shovel. I don't understand that. Matt Canada, don't fall in love with some of this stuff. And I will say this, you're getting a little cute with it because you're doing it to different players. So, okay. So at least you can't really key in on it so much because now you have run it to a tight end, a wide receiver, running back, a fullback. Oh, boy, you mixing it up, but still, yeah, it was like it was a snowstorm out there because we were doing right much shoveling out there. But anyway, we picked up 9 yards, and then Ben was able to Deontay Johnson was stopped for no gain on a jet sweep. Then Najee gets stuffed on a 3rd and 1. Kendrick Green just getting pushed around, man, not getting any push. You know, he was definitely losing his matchup tonight. And then Boswell hits from 54, man, pushes it to 23-13. And at that point, I'm feeling a little better because I'm like, okay, we got to at least get some points on this drive, at least some points. And lo and behold, the Bears fumble on the kick return. Fumble forced by Pierre, and Boswell covers it up and kind of gets hit, but, you know, nothing brutal. But Boswell came up big there. I mean, how big is that? You kick a 54-yard field goal. One of your teammates there knocked the ball out, and you're in position to not only, you know, you got to make that catch because the ball bounced to him. But he goes down and gets it, covers up. Beautiful stuff. Except for this. 9th drive. Bears called for offsides on 2nd and 7, brought up a 2nd and 2. Steelers pick up a 1st down with the jet sweep to Claypool. Steelers go empty and give up a sack. Backs the Steelers up to the 40. At this point, it was 2nd and 19. We hand the ball off to Benny Snell for 1 yard. Brings up a 3rd and 18, and then Ben misses Deontay Johnson, and it forced the Steelers to punt. And I want to talk about this empty, man. In a minute, in a second, I'm going to talk about it. Then on 3rd and 5, man, TJ